those movies like a real movie fan, like a real movie lover. And I think in my head, this guy is not just a star, he's not just an actor, he's a real cinephile. So what I'm wondering is, how does your relationship with cinema as an art has evolved through your career?
Well, I have to go back. Listen, I mean, it is a true privilege to be here. I remember as a kid, I was 4 years old, and I wanted to make movies, and I wanted to fly airplanes, and I thought about my life, and I wanted to have an adventure in my life. And I was always a kid that was doing wild things, climbing the tallest trees, and I was very much a dreamer, and constantly writing stories. And as a kid, I would write characters, and I had, when I grew up, I had jobs, not in the movie business, but I had to have jobs as a kid. Not had to, but I also, we contributed to family, but I cut grass, shoveled snow, and I would sell, I don't know if you have that here, but I'd sell cards door to door, at that time, like Christmas cards or seasonal cards. And I'd save my money and I'd go to the movies, give a little money to the family, and I'd go to the movies, give a little money to the movies. And suddenly I'm 18 years old, and we traveled around a little bit when I was growing up. And suddenly I'm making taps. And I realize that this is happening. I'm on a movie set for the first time. I'm 18 years old. And it was really my second film audition, and I got the role, very small role. And I just thought I never went to film school, but I knew movies as a kid. So I knew who Owen Royceman was. I knew who Stanley Jaffe was. Harold Becker, obviously, we were working with Timothy Hutton in that incredible performance, Ordinary People at the time. And what I did was I went to every single department and I studied every single department. Because I thought if I never get to make another movie again, I want to understand what it is. And I was a kind of kid, I was always kind of wrote goals on the wall of like what kind of movies I liked or what I wanted my life to be. And I would work towards those goals. So I knew that I went to every department and I just started studying everything. The cinematography, I was there in the trailer and bugging people, and I was there every aspect of the film. I would just go and study and study and study. And really that has been my education throughout in terms of educating myself, and I've been fortunate to have worked with some very generous people from all walks of life who have shared their work with me, their craft with me, so that I could learn and kind of understand what it is for myself, because I'm someone, if it's not, like if I don't get it, I'm not afraid to say I don't know something. And I've always been not afraid to not know something, but really work hard to try to understand it. And that's been the journey, and I wanted a life where I could travel the world, where I could not just be a tourist, but I wanted to work in different countries, and I wanted to be part of those cultures. And the movies that I saw, I wanted to go to those places. I wanted to meet those people, and I was always very, very curious about storytelling. Do they laugh at the same things that I laugh at? So as my career progressed, I was able to travel the world and start to watch movies with different languages. And I remember it was actually Top Gun. And before that, the first time I came to France I was making Legend. I came over, and it was the first time I was in London. I wanted to go make movies, not just in America, but the world. And if you look at the films that I've made, that I've produced, it's very much pushing, trying to shoot and film in different places. And I based Mission Impossible essentially on a film honoring different cultures, architecture, space. Like I wanted that kind of landscape to be able to work in personally, but also share with the world. So those are the things that always interest me. People interest me. Story interests me. And I was constantly, if you look at what art is, and the derivation of art, and there's a lot, everyone has their opinion of what things are, what they like, and it's wonderful, because I like a wide range of movies. And I thought, I want to study each format of those films to understand, because drama is different than comedy. Character comedy is different. We were talking about war movies and what they mean to me. But also different kinds of cinema, and understanding where it came from, the history of it. I grew up with Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, Charlie Chaplin. I studied the origins, really, of cinema, but also storytelling, how it evolved. So these things, and how do we create these effects on audiences? And these are things that I was always very interested in. And it's a journey, and it's something that the derivation of art is skill. You know, I looked it up, I was like, it's skill. And it's interesting because I think that I learned very early on as a kid that if I could do this the rest of my life, if I could become skilled at this, if I could understand for myself and be competent, because my goals were like, how do I be skillful in many, many things? You know, and how do everything that I learned, it's like I've grown up on movie sets, in writers' rooms, and editing rooms. I've spent my life, and it's an incredible, very privileged life, because it's something that I've wanted to do. And I've always loved an audience, and I make my movies for audiences, because I am an audience first and foremost.
And since we're talking about that, for you, as Thierry was saying just before, seeing a movie is in a theater. Movies has to be seen in theaters. I remember the thing you did for Tenet. I think you were shooting MI7 in London, and you did this video to promote, to help people going back to theater to see the Christopher Nolan movie. Yes. Why is it important for you? Why is it more important now at a time where the experience of theater is attacked from everywhere?
Look at us all together. We're all united, all speaking different languages, different cultures, different ideas about art or cinema, storytelling, but we are united in being able to come together as a community and share in a shared experience, or something I've had some incredible times in my life. And I understand the business, you know, I mean, I've been studying and learning all the way, and I understand, but the films, there's a very specific way to make a movie for cinema, and I make movies for the big screen, and I know where they go after that, that's fine, but I always thought of a film, not just for opening weekend, but for the distance. How do I make a movie? And you hope to make a movie that's going to entertain and engage an audience, not just opening weekend, not just a year, months, but down the line. And I love this experience. I want this experience, not just for myself, but I know that there's so many people who want that experience. And I want other filmmakers to be able to have that experience and have it as an outlet. I think that it's wonderful how many films can be made in different avenues and outlets to be able to make movies. And the thing is, it is a different skill writing a movie than something for television. There's in the way of how to shoot it, how to communicate, or a longer art form, just like theater is different than cinema. It's a whole different skill set. Everyone goes, well, acting and making it. It has the same basic principles of a frame. If someone's on stage, this is a frame, and how to stage it, to direct the eye to the audience and tell the story. And in cinema, it's my love, it's my passion, you know, and I love this. And I always go to movies when they come out in the screen. I'll put my cap on and I'll sit in the audience with everyone. You know, I'll come in, I want to see the trailers, I want to see where we are. I've spent a lot of time with theater owners, in every aspect of movies. When I started studying movies, I also went in each department, whether it was the agencies, the studio. I want to at least understand their jobs so that I could help them with their jobs. So that I always thought, if I make a movie and I realize that the movie does well, they're going to let me go do it again. You know, they're going to, and every time I was like, how do I push this format? How do I also learn? Everything was like, I want to learn everything that I possibly can.
But it's also a business. I mean, Top Gun Maverick is ready for 2 years now, something like that. It was held back by the...
They wouldn't dare. That was not going to happen, ever. That was not going to happen. That's pretty good news. And I go to the cinema, and those people there that are serving the popcorn, that are making these theaters, and I was calling them saying, please, I know what you're going through. Just know we are making Mission Impossible. Top Gun is coming out. And I promise you, it's like when I'm making a movie, I'm trying to use all of the skill and everything that I know, and all of the skill of all the people that I work with, the beauty of cinema. I mean, it's an incredible experience because you just learn so much about humanity, about people, about work, about art, and every department. When I started out, like how every element of a film is so important, and how you have to create an environment that is conducive to fulfilling the potential of the story. And it's, you know, some people, they think, oh, you write the script and you committed to the script you're doing. It's like, actually, I work on things for years. You know, Jerry Maguire, we worked on that for a full year. And even when you're making it, you're constantly evolving and you're discovering what it is. You know, and I started to produce movies really out of necessity to be able to push things that I wanted to do, to be able to support in the way that I wanted to support. And it's ever evolving, and that's the beauty of it. You know, sometimes you really think you know what you're doing, and you just realize, I just don't want to do it. You know? And it's humbling, and it's magnificent in so many ways.
I did the premiere